Welcome and thanks for taking this interview, sir. And congratulations on your new tires for the premium SUV segment and the premium EV segment. So first of all, I would like to start with a very basic question. You have taken over this new role last year. So how do you view your new role from transitioning from OEM to a tire supplier?
Thank you, Nilesh, for this interview. Glad to be talking to you this afternoon. Your question about, I've been in the industry, in the automotive industry, I would say, for the last 3 decades.
Correct.
And being in this industry has always been a platform where huge learning is there. So whether you're working with the OEM or maybe at the tier one, but this in the tire industry, I would say, is much bigger than the tier one. So there is immense collaboration between the two because the wheel on the vehicle is a very important component. And I would say that my experience from the auto OEM has been very, very valuable, and it has helped me get into this role very, very smoothly.
Correct. And so coming to your JK's advancement in terms of the technological offerings, you were the first one to come out with the smart tires. Then you were the first one to come out with the puncture proof, and now you're looking at the entering the premium SUV segment. So can you give me a tentative roadmap or growth that JK Tire has come out over the years?
See, JK Tires innovation has been our forte. We have always been at the helm of, getting the products to the market with the new technology. Even if you go back several years, we were the first ones to launch radial technology in the country,
Correct.
and the journey started there, and we have never looked back from there. So the more recent ones that you spoke about, the smart tires, the tire with the brake, or even the puncture guard tire, these are some of the examples of our efforts in innovation and technology. But the journey doesn't stop here. It's a continuous process. In fact, we have the state of the art, world class research and development center uh, at Mysore. It is called the Dr. Raghupati Singhania Center of Excellence, and it is a place worth visiting. It has 250 scientists and engineers working round the clock, and the amount of equipment, test equipment, the facilities is mind boggling. So I would say that with this kind of a infra, with this kind of the technology, the brains that we have, the scientists that we have, we would be coming up with more. But more importantly, we work on what is the requirement from the customer. Technology on its own is good, but it becomes better when it is aligned to meet the needs of our customers. So this journey, we will be working on it, and very shortly you will be seeing many more such innovations that we would be getting to the market.
Correct. And now, so coming to your exposure to the market, which are the areas you still see growth coming from, or where do you see that you still have not penetrated the market enough with your product range?
See, post the pandemic, I wouldn't say post, but now since we are coming out of it in a big way, things are getting better. The overall demand is on the up. We have seen that now things are uh, not as difficult as they were during the pandemic. So overall, I see a good growth both from the OE side as well as the replacement side. So when you talk about OEs, whether it is in the commercial vehicle space or even in the passenger car, the supply chain challenges are getting resolved. Semiconductors are now more freely available. So overall, we see that there will be a good growth across the segments. But if you ask me, I would say that the commercial vehicle side will see a much higher growth in the coming years.
Correct. And what about new product range? Which areas would you like to focus on?
We are working with all the OEMs and developing a lot of new SKUs. We are also working with certain specific agendas. One is to increase the fuel efficiency because that is a requirement from our customers.
Correct.
Um, they have to meet certain regulations. Also, uh, the fuel, whether it's on especially on commercial vehicles, is the major cost component in their operating cost. So anything that we can do to reduce the fuel bill of the vehicle operator
Okay.
and also increase the tire life. If these two components are taken care of, I think so, the operators, they would get what they're looking for.
Sure. And coming about investments, right? Last year, I think there was an announcement that JK is looking to make around 1100 crore investment over the next couple of years. Can you give us a guidance on that investment?
Yeah, you're right. That 1100 crores, what you mentioned, was for one is that there were certain projects which are more related to the debottlenecking, which have now been completed. Then there were two brownfield expansions that we are working for. One on the PCR side, and the other is on the TBR side. Both are being progressed as per the plan, and they would be bringing in the new capacities, the delta capacities, as per the given timelines.
And right now, what is the capacity utilization you're working around?
So it varies from segment to segment, but overall we are 90% plus
Correct. So this
as an average.
brownfield expansion will help you debottleneck that requirement.
Yeah, some of that has already been done, but there are specific expansion plans also we are having, and these are required because we expect that the market requirements and the demand would be growing at a certain CAGR.
Correct. And can you give us a split or approximate split? I know you can't. Right now not in a position to give the exact split. But what is the total approximate split between your OE and aftermarket?
So in the domestic market, it is more like a two-third, one-third.
Okay. And what about exports? How big role do they play for JK's future plans?
So going forward, exports definitely features as one of our major thrust areas. And with all these capacity expansions that we are doing, we will be able to cater to the exports, the international markets in a much better way than we have been able to do this far.
Correct. And lastly, sir, many or tire makers we have seen have have a different branding strategy for the premium segment of tires. Does JK also look at having a different branding activity for premium set of tires? Uh,
Like our premium brand is the JK brand, and we have been leveraging this. We had certain other brands in the past, like you would have heard in the commercial vehicles, the TBR and the TBB. We had a brand called Vikrant. It is still there, but the acceptance of the our premium brand, that is the JK tires, is growing or is getting better by the day. And there are certain SKUs within the larger JK brand, which are also becoming very well-known brands.
Correct.
Especially if I were to talk about one of the leading brands in the TBR segment is our JUH5, which is a tire which is fitted on the front side of the vehicle. That's a winner product.
But in the passenger vehicle space, I was saying having a different identity for the premium brands. Do you have any
Yeah,
plans for
so
such?
so the Ranger series that we have launched, and with this few new SKUs, the portfolio practically gets more complete. Is a very premium brand, and we are selling large numbers every month.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.